dogs, apple pie, baseball, and Facebook. America has given the world many great things, and that includes world freedom. But what happens when the world abuses the freedom America so selflessly fought to give? Rogue Facebook comments and a whole lot of jail time. A new wave of crime is gripping the American world, and once again, the cops are on the front line taking the bad guys down and serving up a ladle full of justice. Bubbertown, Mississippi. Joe Randy Johnson is innocently looking at status updates on Facebook. What's about to happen next will shock you to the core. I was just minding my own damn business when I seen someone had written Joe Randy Johnson is a massive kitty fucking scrope bag. I almost puked in my own boots. Joe remains pretty calm in this situation and does the right thing. He reports it to Facebook HQ and then calls the faithful boys in blue. I was just so offended. The suspect who posted the comment was, believe it or not, an old school pal of Joe's, Bobby Heisen Swartzevich. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he could do such a nasty thing. Neighboring Heaven's Bush in Ball Cup County, Mississippi. Bobby Heisen Swartzevich cruises Facebook in the privacy of his own home, completely unaware that the cops are homing in. His brazen disregard for the law, not to mention people's feelings, is nowhere to be seen on his criminal's face.
This is police. Open up. Say what now?
Within seconds, a highly trained SWAT unit has Bobby on the floor, cuffed, beaten, and ready for the wagon. Next time, Bobby won't be so quick to offend people on Facebook, because he's now serving a 40-year sentence in a maximum security correctional criminal facility with no internet access. But what is being offended, and how does it affect so many people? Here's some expert. Being offended is a highly traumatic experience. Some people get a little uptight, some people will cry, and maybe even consume food or drink to suppress the offensiveness. Officer Jim Sturgeon of the NYPD is the country's leading police officer on offensive crimes. Some guy breaks your balls on Facebook. You get upset. Some wackos even retaliate by offending back. Then it becomes a vicious cycle. And the only way to stop the vicious cycle is to take the wheels off that cycle and hide the bicycle pump. It's up to the guys like us to stop this ever happening. I deal with countless families day after day. These families are temporarily affected by being offended. Sure, they get over it in a few minutes, but in that time they're puking biofumes all over their canzoni, and they can get pretty goddamn ratty with their family members. And when's that been good for nobody? But Facebook offending is just the tip of the criminal-shaped iceberg. A whole trend of criminality is going on in households, workplaces, and chicken and waffle houses as we speak. There is a whole secret underbelly of people saying offensive things to each other. This goes on in privacy, where no one else can hear them. This has been going on for some time, I can tell you. As scary as that sounds, as always, the cops aren't far behind in getting one step ahead of crime. We got some new snitches. They keep us in the loop. But the lab guys, they got a new weapon. The AOBD. It's an anti-offensive banter drone. We prefer to call it the snitch fly. It's the size of a fly, and it can get into any of the perpetrator's homes, cars, workplace, you name it. It has a highly sensitive microphone that picks up offensive language. You know, stuff like cunt, fuck buckle, turd tapper, kitty banger, faggy ballsack hugger, creamy Joe AIDS cooler whip, no bag motherfucker pit guzzler, sexy child admirer, you know, that kind of nastiness. The worst thing about these offensive comment crimes is that words hurt. As the old saying goes, sticks and stones will break your bones, but offensive words will leave inner scars that won't heal straight away. And there's a clear message from the cops. This message goes to anyone breaking the law and trying to offend mankind. We're gonna chop off your fucking cannoli, you hear? Next up, black people getting their asses kicked by cops. God bless America.